Well, good morning, everybody. How we doing today? Welcome in, welcome on, welcome to Monday, welcome to, it is, drumroll, June 29. We're closing in on the end of the month of June, which means there's all kinds of excitement to share, all kinds of good things going on. For the new month we're heading into, I have new formatting, new scheduling, new programming, new education, new information, and I want to share it all with everybody. So let's fire up the laptop down here, because we're on the phone up there. We got a routine. It's been working. We're just going to take it level up. All right. Moments and we'll be in place and good to go. Looks like everything's working online. Yeah. Okay, everybody, good morning. We are 2 days away from July 1, Raise Your Haircut Prices Day in the USA. If you've been following me on that, I've been talking about it every single morning on my Instagram. If you want to get updated, you can go back. The Instagram dumps over to IGTV, and there is a playlist on my IGTV at Ivan Zoot that has the whole month of Raise Your Haircut Prices Day in the USA conversation, tips and tricks and information and everything like that. So you are more than invited to go back and tap into that stuff. New format. Been talking about it a little bit. Excited to launch it starting this week. And that is, we're getting back to work. We're getting back to school. We're getting back to class. We're getting back to business. We're getting back to life. Meanwhile, we are having some coronavirus challenges. We've got cases spiking. We've got infection rates high. We've got death rates down, but looking like they're going to climb. It's a bad situation out there all the way around in coronavirus world, but we're still here doing our thing. Because many of you are diverted in terms of your time and attention in the mornings like this, we're only going to have one class a week now. We were doing classes multiple times a day. We were doing classes every day. We're continuing to roll back, but that doesn't mean there isn't information and content and sharing and stuff going on the whole week. Here's the format starting today. Class on Monday, 9 o'clock. You're in it. You're here. You're with me right now. That's how it's going to be. We're going to have what's called the topic of the week. The class itself will be focused on the topic of the week, and this Monday is the really first exposure to that topic of the week conversation. Then, and by the way, this class will be viewable on replay on my Facebook page until Friday. Used to be you only had one day to watch it. Now you have the whole week. You can watch it multiple times, as many times as you want throughout the week. You can share the link. You can send it to friends. Everybody can enjoy it. You can watch it repeatedly. Go for it. Monday. Tuesday is a text blog on the topic of the week. I will blog in text form on my website at ivanzoot.com. That blog goes live every Tuesday morning, round about 8 a.m. Central Time. So if you're a reader and you prefer to get your content by reading, boom, there it is. Now, Wednesday's an exciting one. Wednesday is when we talk about the topic of the week in a live meeting. It is a Zoom chat. There is a Zoom link that you'll need to get, and I will share. I will post it. It'll be out there. But we're going to dig deep on the topic of the week. It is with my, it started out as my John Amico team meeting. John Amico is my product manufacturer that makes my Clipper Guy product and all kinds of other great product. That meeting started out as a meeting just for the JA team, and now it's being expanded to my greater online community, and a big piece of that meeting every week is devoted to the topic of the week. There's other great content in there. You are welcome to join. You're welcome to be there. You're welcome to participate. You're welcome to grow your business with us and with our support. That's Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Central Time. Thursday is the weekly video. Thursday is a video on the topic of the week. It's recorded earlier in the week. It's posted up for activation on Thursdays, and it goes live on Thursday mornings in the morning. And it also goes out by way of my email list. If you're not on my email list, you'll want to go to my website and subscribe to my email list, because not only do you get the video of the week emailed directly to you, But you get lots of other great content and offers and deals and specials and all kinds of great stuff that I share through my email list. So that's Thursday. And then Friday, of course, is podcast audio. Again, on the topic of the week, again, recorded previously, but going live at about 8 a.m. on Friday. And that podcast link is posted on my Patreon site at patreon.com/Ivan Zoot. So you are welcome to consume of the topic of the week in any and all of these placements, footprints, and formats. So we've got video, we've got audio, we've got a meeting, we've got a live class, and we've got a text blog. Monday through Friday, 5 days worth of content. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Sounds like a Journey song, I think. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to start off, of course, with $100,000 Hair Cutter. $100,000 Hair Cutter is not just a book, and it's not just a comment today. $100,000 Hair Cutter is a mindset. $100,000 Hair Cutter is a lifestyle. $100,000 haircut is a commitment. $100,000 Hair Cutter is a goal. Every day at the beginning of class, we take a look at the $100,000 Hair Cutter tip of the day. Because that's the way the book works. There's one a day every day, 365 days, but wait, there's more. There is a bonus week in the back. You have a 53rd week of the year. Plus, you have 2 additional chapters of what I call monthly focused topics. Additional information to help you build and grow your business. So there's a lot of gold in there that you can tap into. June 29, day 180, 185 days remaining. We're almost at the apex of the year here. Use texture as your haircut moisture guide. So today's tip, of course, is a technical cutting tip. Use texture as your haircut moisture guide. To cut hair wet or dry? That is the question. There are many correct answers. There's not just one answer to that question. For tapering and fading, the answer is a function of texture. If we define level 1 as totally straight and level 10 as tight, kinky, curly, levels 1 through 7 should be cut damp, not wet, not dripping, not fully saturated, lightly misted or damp. Levels 1 through 7. Porcupine on up to the wavy stuff. 8, 9, and 10, levels 8, 9, and 10, as we move from curly into kinky and heavily textured, should be cut dry. Don't wet that hair. You'll be very disappointed if you do. Cut straight hair. Straight hair lays better, flows better, and falls better with a bit of moisture. Moisture will bind and mat kinky and overly curly hair. Texture determines the need for hydration. Hope that made sense. If you've got additional questions on it, hit me up. I'd love to have the conversation about it. But use texture as your guide for moisture or hydration when cutting, especially short, tight, tapered haircuts. Now, I think that covers that point. Let's just touch on 100 by 100. You know, as we're getting back to work, some of us are finding busier than ever for a little window of time. I'm talking to people around the country as various areas open up and they get that rush of customers who were backdated on haircuts, who were backlogged on haircuts. And when the rush dies down, some people are finding that they're not as busy as they were before coronavirus. You know, there are some clients that aren't coming back yet because they're just not comfortable to come back yet. That's okay. That's their choice. There are some clients who, in the rush of getting back to work, couldn't get in with you. They took it down the road. They went somewhere else. Maybe they're coming back. Maybe they're not. We don't know. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to spook you. I'm trying to make you prepared for the realities of what's going on the street in our business. There are clients who went somewhere else because you were closed, because somebody else chose to work, and you made a decision based on your comfort level for whether you should be working or not. Some of those clients may be back. Some of those clients may be bringing their friends. I've heard anecdotally from people who are finding new clients because people went to their old hair cutter and they just weren't comfortable with what they saw from a sanitation and infection control standpoint. So I think there's a lot of flux out there. I think it should be noted that some of this transition is not just clients. There are haircutters who are not going back to their former place of employment. There are employers who are not going to open back up. I mean, this has had a really devastating but a very changing impact on what's going on out there. More need than ever for a plan. More need than ever for a program. More need than ever for a strategy for building traffic, for building haircut business, for coming up with new customers. This is 100 by 100, 100 new haircut customers in 100 days guaranteed. It's a day-by-day and a step-by-step plan to building new haircut business. It's a strategy and it's a program. Any day can be day one, and every day there forward is another day towards day 100. And 99 days after the day you start, 100 new haircut customers guaranteed. That's the plan and that's the book. IvanZoot.com is where you get yourself a copy of that book. And if you want to round out your collection, we do have the 4-piece set. The 4-piece set is 100,000, 100 by 100, and big and bigger. Big busy barbershop, bigger busy barbershop. These are marketing programs. These are owners, managers, suite renters, you who are ultimately responsible for your long-term success, viability, and productivity as a business. Year 1, weeks 1 through 52. Year 2, 53 through 104. 2 solid years of marketing strategy to build and grow your business. That's big and bigger. The books are available individually or in combos, and, of course, the big 4-piece set. A lot of people have been picking up the 4-piece set. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, because there are people that really want to get into building business in a big and aggressive way. I got to reboot the laptop while we're talking, but that doesn't matter because we're talking. So, in many places and in many cases, we have been advised by municipal officials and health specialists and experts not to handle walk-in traffic. No walk-ins. Much of this is born out of 2 things. Number 1 is we do not want a waiting room filled with people congregating at the front of our business. That gathering, that grouping is not particularly safe. We've been discouraged from doing that. So first and foremost, we have this grand call for no walk-ins, which means, of course, moving to appointments. The other portion of this, the other half of this, the other side of this is the idea of knowing who's coming in, not necessarily having a parade of strangers. Now, I don't know that knowing somebody versus them being a stranger really impacts whether or not we have the ability to catch a contagious disease from them, because people we know well can unfortunately have coronavirus, and people we don't know at all can be completely safe. We really don't know enough about the bubble they've been maintaining to keep themselves and their families isolated and free from exposure to coronavirus. But the bottom line is they've told us no walk-ins. So we're working by appointment. And working by appointment is, truthfully, new and different for many folks. It's unfamiliar territory. Whether you're handling appointments on the telephone with a pencil, or whether you're using a phone app tool like a Booksy app to manage these things online. Booking appointments is new and different for some folks, and we're finding our way through it. But I'm starting to hear from some folks about, especially those folks that have not been appointment-based in the past, about challenges associated with this. Problems with understanding how to flow their book, how to gap out their appointments, how to build in catch-up time for bathroom breaks and lunch, how to allow for fresh air. Get that mask off, go out in front of the shop, breathe in some good, fresh, clean air, stop breathing your own recycled carbon dioxide. People are reporting issues of fatigue and stress and anxiety associated with some of the mask wearing. You got to do what you got to do. One of the challenges that has arisen is the notion of no call, no show. the challenge associated with no call, no show clients. That's a client who books an appointment, who doesn't call and doesn't show up for their scheduled appointment. No call, no show. A real big frustration for people. No call, no show throws a monkey wrench in your day. No call, no show throws a challenge in your income. No call, no show is a disruption to your business progress. And I think there's a couple of sides of no call, no show we have to look at here. One side of it is the courtesy, the social behavior associated with don't blow me off like that. There's no reason to do it today. You can text, you can call, you can shoot over an email. Now, stuff happens. Life happens. Things happen. People miss appointments. Understood. Yes. However, the bigger picture is when it becomes a habit, when it becomes consistent, or in the case of some operators, when they are personally experiencing a much greater percentage of no-call, no-shows on their book, which seems to be an issue for people who traditionally have not accepted appointments, but who are now taking appointments, and so they and their clients are not accustomed to and familiar with the appointment process. So let's talk about a couple things. No-call, no-shows. Number one, good way to prevent no-call, no-shows is reminders. Whether those reminders are texts or phone calls or emails, whether those reminders are automated systems that we use, like a booking app that automatically sends out an appointment reminder 24 hours before the appointment, really great way to reduce those no-call, no-shows. So people can go, oh, yeah, that's right, I got a haircut. Got to change my plans, got to go do that. Or, oh, I got that haircut, but I can't make it. I got to call now, and you get 24 hours advance notice. So reminders can go a long way to preventing no-call, no-show. The next thing we want to talk about here is, what is really a no-call, no-show? If you have a 3 o'clock appointment and you call me at 3 o'clock to tell me you're not coming, that's a no-call, no-show, kinda, because it's 3 o'clock. It's not as though I have any opportunity to do anything about it. It's not as though I have any opportunity to fill the spot. It's gone. I can't recover the time, and I can't recover the money. Nothing we can do. 15 minutes before is better, but it doesn't help me out a lot, really. I have very little time to recover that spot. You see people on social media frequently running on there and going, hey, I got an opening at 2 o'clock. I'm looking at my watch going, it's 5 to 2, dude. Are you really going to fill that? I mean, maybe you will. Maybe you won't. Many people, especially that are working off a blended book of appointments and walk-in traffic, are working with queuing. What we'll call waitlisting queuing, whether that's an electronic wait list, which is great, which lets you, and again, the booking apps provide for this. We've been doing this manually for many, many years, having a list of people that want to get in on Tuesday so that when appointments do call and cancel, you can go to your wait list and go, yo, dude, I got a 2. You want it? I'll take it. Boom. And the spot is filled. Electronic wait lists exist where when an appointment opens up, the system automatically notifies people, hey, 3:30 just opened, and before you look at it again, it's full, because somebody who can make it jumps on it. So those are some things to manage some of that. Before we go into my program or my strategy that I like, let's acknowledge stuff happens. People's lives are busy. People's lives have them doing all kinds of things. Stuff happens. Life happens. Not everybody is going to always make every appointment. And I think we need to be somewhat sympathetic to that in the hectic times in which we live. Yes, people will miss appointments. And I don't think anybody's client is doing this spitefully, deliberately, with the willful intent to deprive you of your time and productivity. I don't think anybody out there is playing that way. If they are, we don't want that client anyways. But I don't think they are. Stuff happens. And that's why I really like a 3 strikes program. I don't believe in charging ahead for haircuts. Pay when you book online. There are systems that do that. There are people that do that. I just don't think it's traditionally the way we've done business. And I don't think that alone is a reason not to do it just because we haven't. Times change. And occasionally it's time to change with the times. I just don't think we're there quite yet in our industry. Pay when you book it. But for those people that do that, great. I don't see a problem with it if that's what you do and that's what works for you in your business. I also don't really like the notion of taking deposits. You book your haircut's $40. You take a $20 deposit at the time of booking, balance due at the time of the cut. I think for ongoing regular customers, I think that's a little bit much, maybe a little bit wrong, a little bit not. It doesn't feel right. Doesn't mean it's wrong. Doesn't mean it's wrong for you. I just don't think it feels right. And of course, there's always the question of first-time clients. This is where I'm more inclined to kind of see the logic behind it and more inclined to agree that people play this way. And that is that when a new client, a first-time client, books a first visit, they would be charged at the time of booking. And there's no financial transaction at the time of the haircut because we got money up front for newbies. If that works for you and that works for your customers, I don't necessarily see a problem with that. I think there's a way that that can work. But as far as general customer traffic is concerned and the idea of no call, no show, I like a 3 strikes policy. And a 3 strikes policy works like this. You book your appointment, you're coming in to get a haircut. Great. No call, no show. You don't call ahead, you don't show up, you don't provide me with any warning or indication, you just don't make it to the haircut. Strike 1. And the dialogue sounds something like this. Dude, you're killing me here. You can't do this. You had an appointment. You didn't call. You didn't show. I can't get the time back. I can't make the money. I took a huge hit. Please don't do that. Strike 1. Everybody knows how baseball works. Strike 1. It's a warning. A warning is fair. A warning can work. Next time. Strike 2. They no call, they no show on an appointment. And the dialogue sounds something like this. Dude, you're killing me. We talked about this. This happened before. It's happened again. You can't no call, no show me like this. I can't fill that time. I can't get the money back. I'm taking a huge financial hit here. Please, you gotta call me. You gotta let me know. Don't do this. Strike 2. You know where we're going now, don't you? Strike 3. You're out. No call, no show. 3rd time through. You're out. What does that mean, you're out? Dude, I can't take appointments from you. You tanked me 3 times. I can't do this. Here's the deal. 3 strikes, you're off the book. I'll cut your hair. You got to be a walk-in. You got to go on the wait list. You got to queue. You got to do any of those things. But I got to take you off the appointment book because I can't have this happening. I can't have my income destabilized. I can't have the flow of my day blown up. Now here's the deal. 6 months of good behavior, back on the book. 6 months of good behavior, you let them back on the book. I think this is the ideal blend of understanding and compassion and taking a hard line. Because let's face it, if they are bounced from the book, 3 strikes and you're out, and they don't come back ever again, that's probably for the best. But if they like you and you like them and they're a good customer and things happen, most people after strike 1 will understand that they need to take their appointment with their hair cutter a little more seriously. That doesn't mean they always have to show up, but that does mean they got to call or text or cancel the appointment in a reasonable and timely manner. I think reasonable and timely is 6 hours. 6 hours. I think that's fair. So afternoon appointment, call me in the morning. Morning appointment, call me the night before or first thing at the crack of dawn. Texting can happen 24 hours a day. If it's 3:30 in the morning and you've got a sick family member outside of town and you got to get on the road and drive and text me. I'm not going to be awake. My phone's not going to be on, but I'll get your text first thing in the morning. It'll work. So that's the 3 strikes program. Strike 1, you get a warning. Strike 2, final warning. Strike 3, 6 months off the books. And you know what? At 6 months back on the books, if they've been coming in as a walk-in and everything's been good, celebrate. Dude, I'm happy to have you back on the book. I'm looking forward to seeing you on an appointment basis. I appreciate your understanding. Let's move forward in a positive way. And you know what you'll do? You will move forward in a positive way. What do you think of 3 strikes? I'm curious to know, is there anybody here that uses a 3-strike program? You know, when I post about this online, I get people who immediately jump on and say, no strikes. That's how they play. I think based on your pricing and your occupancy, different people have different options and choices in our game. Whether they can play this 3 strikes or no strikes or somewhere in between. Now, I do want to throw out, I have some people work with a modified form of 3 strikes. Modified 3 strikes is, and guys, this is an example. Modified 3 strikes is not in the text blog. The content from day to day throughout the week when we talk about the topic of the week is not completely the same in every format. I've spoken a lot in the last however many minutes. I don't type this much in the text blog. Modified 3 strikes is the idea. We're still going to work with 3 strikes, but we may not necessarily throw you off the book. For instance, a great example of modified 3 strikes is after 3 strikes, you pay in advance. I love that one. If you're not doing walk-ins, if you're not doing queuing, if you're not able to handle people on a non-appointment basis, a really great form of 3 strikes could be strike 1, you get a warning. Strike 2, you get a final warning. Strike 3, you can book with me, but you got to pay up front. And make them pay up front for 6 months. Might be 6 haircuts, might be 3 haircuts. Paying up front, keeping their appointment, everything's good, and then you pull them off that program. You say, dude, you don't have to pay up front anymore. There's many different ways you can execute this. It's not difficult to do, but it's a great modified form or an adapted form of 3 strikes for people who exclusively work by appointment, and you don't necessarily want to lose that customer, but you do want to put them on notice that your time is very, very valuable. That's 3 strikes, guys. I look forward to hearing what you think of the 3 strikes program. I look forward to hearing from you throughout the week as to what you think of the new format for what we're doing during the week. Now, don't think I'm not working. Don't think that just because class is Monday only, and this is now my Monday class, I will not be doing a live class the balance of the week. I will be working every day. You'll see me promoting the content, this class's link, and classes in other formats or education and content in other formats throughout the week. And behind the scenes, I'm working on my next big project. So thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for being here. We're hitting the peak of summer. We're a couple days away from July 1, Raise Your Haircut Prices Day in the USA. We've been talking about that. We've been coaching through that. I'm looking forward to helping you bump up your income starting on Wednesday. Exciting day for everyone. Have a great week. Enjoy. I hope you're enjoying your summer. Stay away from people. Wear your mask. Stop spreading coronavirus. You can still enjoy the summer with your friends and family from a social distance. Thanks for being here today. Have a great day. 3 strikes. That's the plan. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.